Sudan, in the 90s, and also in Somalia. And he was also part of the group that blew up the American embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. So, being an Egyptian also, people feel that he might not, the rank and file of Al-Qaeda might not want him to be the leader, of Al-Qaeda. My hunch is that currently, as a caretaker, they are trying to use him to gauge the support any Egyptian might have, and as a permanent, leader of Al-Qaeda. Most of the leaders, have been killed or captured. Also, in fact, President Musharraf said they captured about 670 Al-Qaeda operatives in Pakistan, handed over about 300 and something to United States, including Khalid Mohammed, Sheikh Mohammed, and the rest of them.
Many, I mean, there are that many terrorists that they can actually get their hands on and talk about capturing.
That's correct. There are more than that. Yeah, that was according to Musharraf.
This is literally an army of individuals. When we talk about that sort of a, well, it's an army.
That's correct. And don't forget that these Al-Qaeda operatives were trained, and financed by the United States and Saudi Arabia. United States and Saudi Arabia paid the money to train them. The Pakistanis did the training for them to go and fight the Russians. So after the war, they grouped themselves together. That's how they became the Arab Brigade. All those Arabs who went from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Yemen, Sudan to fight, they coalesced.
Came together in a brigade.
And become, this Al-Qaeda with Zawahiri. And of course, they believed that the United States abandoned them and abandoned Afghanistan after the war. And most of them were already anti-Western anyway, anti-American anyway, before they went over there. They were influenced by three figures. One was Hassan al-Banna, who founded the Moslem Brotherhood. You've heard about the Moslem Brotherhood in Egypt and all over the Arab world. It was formed by Hassan al-Banna, and he was executed by the British in the 40s. Then another one is Sayyid Qutb. Qutb was also a Muslim Brotherhood, and his main contribution to Islam and influencing bin Laden and the rest was that he wrote a book about the social and political, active influence of Islam. He was executed by Abdul Nasser in 1966 for plotting to overthrow the Egyptian government.
The hatred toward Nasser.
That's correct. That's correct. Because the Muslim Brotherhood tried to assassinate Nasser once, and later they executed Qutb for being part of that group, that opposed Nasser. Then the third was this Dr. Abdullah, Azam, who's a Palestinian, who became bin Laden's mentor in Peshawar. Himself was assassinated in 1989 by unknown figures. So these three men I've mentioned, are likely to lead Al-Qaeda in the future, or it might split as usual. But right now, what you have really is a kind of franchise, like in Kentucky Fried Chicken. Every region
has its own agenda, and everybody operating under
exactly. All of them have their own different agenda and groups, but one thing unites them is hatred against the West. That's what unites them. So it's like a franchise now. So whomever becomes the leader, becomes the leader of a multinational franchise of terrorists.
Last statement before we end, Dr. Madu. Do you think that this might represent the beginning of the end of Al-Qaeda, or what?
No, I doubt it.
You think that it's going to still as influential and will be influential without Mr. bin Laden as it was?
Exactly. I still think it will be still continue to be a multinational franchise of terrorists. Though they might not have a one central command, but they diffuse different regions. Like you have Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, you have Al-Qaeda in North Africa, you have Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan, Al-Qaeda in Pakistan.
But you have to always remind yourself that they're still out there. Is that what we're saying?
That's correct, that they're still out there, one way or the other.
And of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.